In this video, we're looking at finding products for Amazon dropshipping or arbitrage, because it really is just that simple. When we talk about doing product research and sourcing, you're really just trying to find products. And in doing that, I have created some different automations and spreadsheets that we can use to help us do this process. But before talking about and getting into any of that, there are a few concepts that I would like to go over in this particular video. And first of all, I'd like to look at the three major sections of this process. One is product research. Two is doing an actual Amazon search, searching Amazon itself. And then three is sourcing. And a lot of times you hear people use the terms product research and sourcing interchangeably as if they're the same thing. But actually, if you research what these two terms mean, they're totally different. So product research and sourcing are actually two different things, right? So sourcing, which is what I create tools for, sourcing is where we actually have found products and then we're taking products and finding supplier sources of those products. So in other words, we go on Amazon, we find a product like this Mainstays product, and Mainstays is a brand from Walmart, and then I source it, right? And I could do that with a title search, or I could do an image, Google Lens search, which is something that I'll be talking about. And that will potentially find the source of this product. That's what sourcing is, right? So sourcing is essentially finding sources, finding supplier sources of products, right? But product research is a lot more general than that. And it can include basically looking at the market to see what's happening, to see what people are searching for, finding different suppliers, perhaps, or brands, or certain products that people are looking for. So for product research, we have Keyword Tool, Google Trends, and we also have just an ordinary Google search. And these are all free. Okay, these are free things, okay, free tools. So looking at product research, let's take a look at Keyword Tool. Keyword Tool is a tool where you can actually find keywords that people are searching on all of these different platforms, which include e-commerce and social media. And in this case, if we're thinking about Amazon, right, or we're researching Amazon, then I might want to see keywords being searched on Amazon. And so if you find keywords on Amazon, what you want to do is have some kind of like idea in your head, what kind of product you want to look at. So for instance, let's say you're drop shipping, right? And you might be looking at tables. You can type in tables into Keyword Tool and you'll get all the different keyword searches people are doing having to do with tables. There are 333 of them. And you'll get all these different table searches. And I'm not going very, very deep into it in this video because I'm kind of just going over everything in general. But I have a video where I do keyword tool research and then I use AI to actually ChatGPT, OpenAI, which is also free. And I use that to extract brand names or do other analysis of keywords, something that I couldn't do 5 years ago when I started e-commerce. But for here, I'm just showing you that you can go in here and kind of get an idea of some different keywords. For instance, side tables, bedroom. These are what are called like a medium tail keywords. So side tables, bedroom, that's a keyword. Now, the other thing is Google Trends. So where Keyword Tool basically helps us to identify a keyword that is being searched, we can then use Google Trends, trends.google.com, and we can drop that in here, side tables, bedroom, and click on explore. And we can see the trend. And if we're selling, interested in selling these, if you're drop shipping, you might want to just look at the past 12 months, because as a drop shipper, you're buying and selling the product at the same time. So you don't need to buy it when it's, well, you can't, right? You can't wait till it's out of season to buy it and then sell it higher, right? as you could do with, say, if you're doing arbitrage or wholesale. So you want it when it's actually up. You want to sell it when it's up because you're going to list it right now, buy it and sell it at the same time. When the trend is higher, people are generally paying more for these things because they need it more, they want it more, so they're paying more. That's just the way it is. When something's trending up, people will pay more for it. So you see that now the trend has been up and down throughout the year, but right now you see how it's on its way up, right? And you see that it's in this upper section. See these numbers, 0, 25, 50, 75, 100, and you can see it's up and approaching 100. I do, by the way, have a Google Trends Analyzer spreadsheet that you can use if you want to do deeper analysis, for instance, of the past 5 years of a product keyword. It will actually show you exactly during which months they are most popular. So you can, on my website, you can find that under perhaps Google Trends Analysis. You can check the description of the video if you want to do more deep analysis with Google Trends. But right now, thinking of side tables for side tables bedroom, this past 12 months chart is fine. Now, that's basically, well, and then, I should also mention Google search. And a general Google search of a keyword, such as side tables, bedroom in this case, is something we can do just, first of all, to see what the products look like, to see some different suppliers of those products immediately. You are going to get different suppliers that appear. You can go to the shopping tab and get information here as well. And of course, you can see all the different suppliers. So selling at Wayfair, Target, Walmart, and some other more obscure suppliers as well. And so Google, just a general Google search is good just to get a general idea of who sells these different products, what they look like, what are some of the different styles, so on and so forth. So all of that is under the umbrella of product research. As you can see, I did not source a single thing. I did not look for a source of a product. I only looked at what people are searching for, how much people are searching for it right now, right? The trend, how popular it is, and then some of the different products that are available out there on the market, right? And also the prices. It gives you an idea of the price range as well, right? Doing a Google search. So that's product research. Now, number 2, I have Amazon search. So the Amazon search, I mean, in this case, I've basically chosen a keyword. And so these are just 3 things to keep in mind in doing an Amazon search, or that you could approach it with. I have a lot of videos where I've done brands research on Amazon, where you take a brand, search the brand on Amazon, and the brand might be a brand that is sold by a certain supplier, for instance. And you search that brand on Amazon to see if you can find that same brand being sold here, right? So that's where the brands come in. Keywords like the one we just found, side table medium. We can search keywords, of course, and then we keep in mind also different categories that are on Amazon as well. So they're just like 3 things we keep in mind as we search. But right now I'm going to just search and for some reason this is not, okay, this page is gone. Okay, so let me open up a new Amazon page. Not sure what went wrong with that page or why it froze. And I'll paste side tables bedroom in here. As you can see, I'm not searching for a particular brand or anything. This is just a really general search that I'm doing right now. And these are all some different side tables, bedroom side tables that show up on Amazon. And you can always filter further if you, for instance, if you're drop shipping and, and based on your comfort level, perhaps you're not willing to sell products that are above a certain price, for instance, right? So you can always apply filters, bring this price range down, let's say up to $200, for instance. And you don't have to do that, but I mean, that's just something you can do. And if you just have anything else that you want to filter further, you can always do that. But right now, I'll just do that. So, okay. So that's, performing an Amazon search to pull results. And then a third part is sourcing. And by the way, it doesn't necessarily have to be done in this order. This is just the way it's unfolding here. But there are situations where perhaps the order might be different. But basically, that's the way that I've done it here. So number 3 is sourcing. Now, to do sourcing, this to me is the most complicated part, right? This is the most complex part because it involves more details like the prices of the products at a supplier, and the prices on the market, Amazon. But it also involves things like, depending on, well, if you're doing arbitrage, FBA fees and brand restrictions, right? All this other stuff. And then they're just, of course, the profit calculations. They're just more things that you have to calculate and to do, right? And so many people do use source and software. Source and software, of course, it works. Of course, source and software can find products. I've used source and software. The cost, you may want to deal with it or you may not want to deal with the costs. And there's also a limitation on suppliers, which suppliers it will work with. There might be more obscure suppliers, which is something I talk about a lot. And perhaps your source and software does not work for those suppliers. Because here's the thing with source and software is that the source and softwares that are popular, they need to get thousands of customers. They need to get a large number of customers. So they tend to focus just on certain suppliers. Some have a larger list like Tactile Arbitrage. Some have a larger list of suppliers than others. But basically, they might focus on just a few suppliers so that that are most popular, so they can get more customers who know those suppliers, the most popular suppliers. But if you're trying to be more obscure, you might need something else. I personally build automations and spreadsheets that help you to do more obscure sourcing. And I've been doing that for a number of years. So just check the description of the video for links. You can get in to see more of that. The latest thing that I developed has to do with Google Lens automation. So speaking of Google Lens, if I, for instance, just take a random product, and open it up, I'll open it up here in another tab. And if you take a random product and you just right click it and you do search with Google Lens, just waiting for some results. Okay, that's a bit slow. Let's do that again. Search with Google Lens. Usually you'll get some results on the side, on this right pane. Just waiting for that. It's a bit slow. And the good thing here is that Google Lens will show you other websites that might be carrying the same product. So you do get sources, and then you also, not on this, there's another way to do this where you may also get, they might even have prices here as well. But there's another way to search the actual image URL, which is what my automation does. And you will get a list of all the sources and prices, right? Perhaps I'll show you that just so you can understand how my automation works. So what I'll do, okay, I'll show you right here. What I'll do is copy the image address. So right click, copy the image address, and then I will go over to Google, and using search by image on Google, I'll then paste that image address over here and search that image address. And then it gives you all these different results similar to what we were looking at. But then you can also go over to exact matches, and you can get very exact matches of the same product, potentially on other websites. And sometimes it might work out and sometimes it won't. It's not like every product you do this for is going to give you good matches or profitable matches. And with Amazon, not every product, when you search as generally as we just did, doing a very general search, keep in mind, not every product is going to be found at retailers, at online retailers, right? Because not everyone buys, not every product on Amazon is being distributed that way, right? So something to keep in mind. So that's why in a lot of the content that I've done over the years, I go to suppliers and take brands like retailers and take the actual brands they're selling and search those brand names here on Amazon to try to find the same products that are at the supplier, right? Using the brands as a bridge between the supplier and Amazon. All right. But in this video, I'm just doing kind of a general process, so I didn't get into that. So now now I'll just give you a look at this. This is the Google Lens product sourcer. This is an automation. I do have it in the form of a Chrome extension, but it's best to run it this way. I just released it on Optima. That is a free platform for browser automation. So this is open source, meaning you get to see the whole design and how it works. You can go in, you can modify it. And they have a bunch of automations other people have made on there as well. I tend to focus on this type of stuff that's related in some way to e-commerce. And so you can run this and it will basically perform the Google Lens searches in an automated fashion. And I have more complete demonstrations where I show you how to do that. Basically, what you have to do in a nutshell is you use a Chrome extension such as Instant Data Scraper, a free Chrome extension. You pull what's on the page down into a CSV, and you get the image URLs off of the page, which is one of the things that it's scraping, and you bring those image URLs into a spreadsheet template that I provide to you. And when you provide those image URLs, the product titles, prices, what happens is the automation will run in the browser and it will perform the Google Lens searches, and then it brings the results here and calculates the profit with formulas. And it's not made just for Amazon. You can use this for Amazon, but you can also use it for eBay. You can use it for Etsy or any market and just adjust the fees that are in the spreadsheet. So you can just simply adjust the percentages, the market fee percentage. So if your market charges you just a 10% fee, referral fee, then you can change this to 10% referral fee. If they charge you $1 for each, additional $1, you can put $1 here for market fee. If there's no dollar fee, then you can put 0. So there are adjustments you can do, right, for different markets to calculate the profit. So that's basically what I wanted to cover for this video. It's just a general overview of the process of finding products and the 3 major parts of that process being product research, Amazon search, and then sourcing. And basically see the description of this video for for links to, perhaps I should have a link there for a full demo where I did a full demonstration of Google Lens sourcing, so you can see how that works. And also just for any other resources that you on my website. I should have a link to my to a Google site, and from there you can find lots of other resources that I've made. And that's about it. I'm Mr. Mark. Again, check the description of the video, like, subscribe if you wish, and I'll see you around in another video.